opposites attract.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? And they were roommates. That's what I always say.
I don't know who else it can be. Maybe Enid. Maybe Enid is just in love with him.
She's very engaging. It's just a very sweet person.
The moment Emma Myers finally slipped up, a live stream answer that sent millions of fans into chaos. Because for the first time, she didn't dodge the question about Jenna Ortega. One sentence, one smile, one phone notification, and suddenly the internet was convinced the rumors were true. But what Emma said wasn't even the wild part, because just days later, Jenna Ortega revealed something that left even her closest fans stunned. So, are Emma and Jenna hiding the most secret relationship in Hollywood, or is this the rarest kind of friendship we've ever seen? August 2025. Emma Myers goes live on Instagram. Within minutes, the chat explodes. For months, she's been dodging the same question, but this time it's unavoidable. A flood of comments. Are you dating Jenna Ortega? At first, fans expect her to laugh it off, the way she always has. But then, Emma does something different. She pauses. She smiles, and with her voice softer than usual, she says, Jenna and I, we have something really special. It's hard to put into words, but she gets me in a way that's rare. That single sentence was enough to set social media on fire. The pause before she answered, the way her lips curled into a shy smile, the shift in her tone when she said Jenna's name, fans screenshot every frame, dissecting the moment like it was a crime scene. And just when it seemed like the internet couldn't handle anymore, something else happened. A notification popped up on Emma's phone midstream. For only a split second, viewers caught a glimpse of a contact name, Jay. The internet lost its collective mind. Screenshots spread across TikTok and Twitter within minutes. Fan accounts exploded. One TikTok breaking down that moment alone racked up over 2 million views before the stream even ended. For many, this was the confirmation they'd been waiting for. But it wasn't just Emma who gave fans something to talk about, because 3 days later, Jenna Ortega made a confession of her own. And what Jenna revealed next didn't just fuel the rumors, it changed the entire conversation. 3 days after Emma's live stream, Jenna Ortega sits down for an interview on the Armchair Expert podcast. At first, it's standard Hollywood talk, career moves, her experience on Wednesday, and working with the cast. But then the host mentions one name, Emma Myers. Instantly, something shifts. Jenna's voice softens, she slows down, and then she says words nobody expected to hear from one of the most private actresses in Hollywood. It was helpful, because I was just getting to know the beautiful, wonderful Emma Myers for the first time. It's very rare that I meet someone and feel instantly connected. Emma has always been that person, but she doesn't stop there. Jenna admits she's never felt so protective of anyone before, that she wakes up and sends Emma voice memos every morning, just to remind her how wonderful she is, that there's a part of her that always wants to be with Emma all the time. Think about that. Daily voice memos, constant check-ins, a protective instinct she's never admitted about anyone else. And then comes the moment that fans have replayed on loop. The host casually asks if this is normal for Jenna's friendships. She hesitates, just for a beat, and then says, no, one word. But coming from Jenna Ortega, a woman who chooses every sentence carefully, that one word was explosive. Fans broke it down frame by frame, analyzing her tone, her body language, even the pause before she said it. To millions watching, this wasn't just a friendship, this was something different. But to understand how this rare bond even started, we need to rewind, back to 2022. When two strangers were thrown together in Romania and everything changed. Rewind to 2022. Emma Myers and Jenna Ortega are both cast in Netflix's Wednesday, and fate decides they'll play roommates, Wednesday Addams and Enid Sinclair. On paper, they couldn't be more different. One's the dark, sharp-edged goth, the other, a colorful, bubbly werewolf. But what happened off-screen was even more surprising. Their very first interaction wasn't the fairy tale story fans imagine today. Emma later admitted she cried after their chemistry read over Zoom, convinced she had blown her chance by accidentally cutting Jenna off mid-sentence. When they finally met in person, the moment was awkward. Shy laughter, half hugs, and stiff introductions. But everything changed when filming began in Romania. Both far from home, stuck in hotel rooms, and long days on set, the isolation pushed them together. The cast recalls how Emma and Jenna became each other's lifeline almost overnight. Crew members noticed it too. Whenever Jenna stumbled on her lines, Emma was the one trying to make her laugh from the sidelines. Whenever Emma got nervous, Jenna was there with a quick smile to calm her down. Directors literally had to remind them to focus during scenes because they'd get distracted, whispering to each other between takes. Over those 8 months, the awkward co-stars evolved into inseparable friends. And while the world only saw the polished version on screen, the real story was happening behind the cameras. Because when the cameras weren't rolling, their connection went from casual to undeniable. And that's when fans really started to notice. When the cameras stopped rolling, the real story began. At the Wednesday wrap party, footage surfaced of Emma and Jenna completely in their own world, dancing together, ignoring everyone else in the room. It wasn't just a quick clip, they looked locked in, like nobody else existed. Fans slowed it down frame by frame, pointing out how Jenna leaned in close while Emma laughed with her head tilted back. Paparazzi shots from downtime in Romania told a similar story. Not staged red carpet smiles, but quiet moments on the street. The two of them sitting on a curb outside the studio, splitting snacks, Emma resting her head casually on Jenna's shoulder. These weren't the kinds of images that scream publicity stunt. They looked raw, natural, comfortable. Then came the press events. Emma would be mid-answer at a Q&A when Jenna would suddenly pull her into a side hug, warm, slow, and just a little too long for a casual co-star embrace. The crowd erupted. That single clip has racked up millions of views across TikTok and Twitter. At the London premiere, fans noticed something else. Every time Emma cracked a joke, Jenna completely lost it. Full laughter, head thrown back, and her hand always finding its way to Emma's shoulder or waist. In every group photo, Jenna wasn't just standing near Emma, she was leaning into her space, making sure they were connected somehow. But the moment that really broke the internet happened at their most recent press tour. Emma leaned in to whisper something, just for Jenna. Instantly, Jenna's whole face lit up with a massive smile. Her hand stayed on Emma's arm the entire time. That single look has been replayed millions of times, with body language experts breaking it down like it was a presidential debate. The conclusion? There's something there. And if the public moments weren't enough to send fans into overdrive, their social media habits added even more fuel to the fire. If their red carpet appearances and paparazzi photos weren't enough, their online habits added gasoline to the fire. What fans saw in interviews was only half the story. The other half was happening on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Emma could post something as simple as a mirror selfie, completely ordinary, nothing out of the ordinary, and within minutes, Jenna would be there in the comments. Sometimes it was heart emojis, other times it was a playful inside joke. And occasionally, it was just a single word that fans immediately pounced on, analyzing the tone, the meaning, and the timing. Screenshots spread across Twitter before Emma even had the chance to post her next photo. And it wasn't one-sided. When Jenna shared behind-the-scenes moments or casual snapshots, Emma was always right there, dropping replies that felt like they belonged in a private chat rather than a public comment section. Fans started calling it their secret language, convinced that the emojis, jokes, and half-sentences meant far more than what was written. Before long, entire fan accounts were dedicated to tracking these interactions. They didn't just repost screenshots, they built entire archives. Some even created Google Docs with full timelines, stretching all the way back to 2022, cataloging every like, every comment, every wink, and every playful reply. To casual observers, it looked obsessive, but to fans it was evidence. Evidence of something deeper, something they were desperate to prove. The most convincing part wasn't even the comments themselves, it was the comparisons. Fans lined up clips of Jenna with her other co-stars side by side with clips of Jenna with Emma. The difference was impossible to miss. With others, Jenna kept her distance, composed, professional, reserved. With Emma, everything shifted. She leaned closer. She laughed harder. Her smiles were bigger, brighter, unfiltered. Every photo, every interaction seemed to back up the same conclusion. Emma wasn't just another friend, she was the friend. At that point, it stopped being casual scrolling and turned into detective work. Fans weren't just looking at posts, they were decoding them like hidden messages. And the deeper they dug, the more convinced they became that Emma and Jenna's bond wasn't just another Hollywood friendship. It was something rare, something different, something worth obsessing over. But it wasn't only the fans who saw it. People who worked alongside them noticed too. And what they revealed made the rumors even harder to ignore. Up until now, most of the speculation lived in the hands of fans. TikTok edits, Twitter threads, and endless comment sections breaking down every glance and every smile. But then came something even harder to ignore. The people who actually worked with Emma and Jenna started talking. Crew members from the Wednesday set quietly admitted that what they witnessed wasn't the usual co-star friendship. One insider put it bluntly, "I've seen plenty of castmates get close, but this was different. Emma and Jenna had their own language, their own world." Think about that. On a massive production full of actors spending day after day together, their bond stood out so clearly that even seasoned crew couldn't help but notice. They weren't just running lines between takes or hanging around during breaks. They were carving out a space where only the two of them seemed to exist. And it wasn't only the crew who noticed. Industry insiders echoed the same sentiment. One described Jenna as being unusually protective of Emma, protective in a way that went beyond normal co-star dynamics. Another called their connection rare, even by Hollywood standards, pointing out that it felt almost unprecedented for two young stars under so much public pressure to hold on to each other so tightly. The most telling part, none of these observations were about a single moment. They weren't pointing to one live stream or one press tour. What stood out was the consistency. 2 years of premieres, 2 years of press events, 2 years of joint interviews, live streams, and candid appearances. In an industry where on-screen chemistry often evaporates the moment filming wraps, Emma and Jenna's closeness didn't fade. If anything, it grew stronger, more natural, more protective. That kind of persistence is what convinced so many behind the scenes that something deeper is happening. Maybe it's romance. Maybe it's the kind of rare friendship that defies explanation. But either way, it's not ordinary. And the people closest to them know it. And now, with season 2 of Wednesday just premiered, the world is about to get even more answers, or maybe just more questions. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Wednesday season 2 is right around the corner, and if the last 2 years have proven anything, it's that every time Emma and Jenna share a stage, the internet doesn't just notice, it explodes. Their interactions have become more than just background noise. They're the main event. Fans don't just watch interviews or red carpets anymore, they study them, replay them, and break down every single detail as if they were decoding a secret message. Already, fan communities are bracing themselves for the next wave of content. There will be new red carpet premieres, and every glance, every hand placement, and every whisper between Emma and Jenna will be analyzed down to the millisecond. Live interviews will be just as scrutinized, because one slip-up, one soft smile, or even a subtle hesitation could send TikTok spiraling into endless theories. Social media will ignite again, with posts screenshotted, dissected, and compared against years of footage to build timelines and patterns that only fuel the mystery further. And this time, the stakes are higher than ever, because the buzz surrounding them isn't just about Wednesday anymore. It's about them. It's about Emma and Jenna, their bond, their connection, the unspoken story that fans refuse to let go of. The show is almost secondary now, because the real intrigue lies in their relationship, whatever it may be. So the question becomes, will they finally address the rumors head-on? Will they look into the cameras, answer directly, and confirm or deny what millions have speculated for years? Or will they continue the same pattern, dropping just enough intimacy, just enough emotion, just enough connection to keep everyone hooked, without ever fully revealing the truth? Either way, the outcome is the same. Millions will be watching, millions will be waiting, and millions will be speculating. Because whether it's romance, whether it's friendship, or whether it's something in between, Emma and Jenna have built a connection that feels undeniable, a connection that fans can't stop talking about. And that's why the real question isn't whether they're dating, it's whether we'll ever get a clear answer. So here's what we know. Emma's live stream confession, the J notification, and the way her tone shifted when she said Jenna's name. Jenna's podcast moment, where she openly admitted she's never been so protective of anyone, sending daily voice memos just to make Emma feel good. The months in Romania that turned two awkward co-stars into inseparable lifelines. The off-camera hugs, the lingering touches at premieres, the whispers caught on video that fans still replay to this day. Social media hasn't missed a beat either. Every post, every comment, every emoji has been cataloged into timelines that read like a love story in plain sight. Add in the insider whispers, the crew members who swear their bond is unlike anything they've ever seen, and the picture only grows clearer. But here's the thing, for more than 2 years, Emma and Jenna have kept the same pattern, never denying, never confirming, just leaving breadcrumbs. And maybe that's the point. In a world where celebrity relationships are exposed, dissected, and destroyed, maybe their mystery is the only way to protect what they really have. So what do you think? Is this the most secret relationship in Hollywood? Or are we simply witnessing one of the deepest friendships we've ever seen between two stars? But here's the thing, for more than 2 years, Emma and Jenna have kept the same pattern, never denying, never confirming, just leaving breadcrumbs. And maybe that's the point. In a world where celebrity relationships are exposed, dissected, and destroyed, maybe their mystery is the only way to protect what they really have. So what do you think? Is this the most secret relationship in Hollywood? Or are we simply witnessing one of the deepest friendships we've ever seen between two stars? Drop your theories in the comments below. I'll be reading every single one. And make sure to subscribe, because with Wednesday Season 2 just premiered, their next press tour could finally give us the answer we've all been waiting for. Or maybe it'll only make the mystery bigger. See you at the next one, only here at GossipSlice.